ago, and they found out that 70% of their biodiesel comes from pure soya. Secondly, they found that 30% comes from palm oil. Now, these are two highly destructive fuel crops, not in themselves, but because of the amount of destruction of tropical forests that they cause and the humanitarian crisis that they leave in their wake. One or two things that might be of interest to you. Last year we met up with a journalist who came from Paraguay, one of the countries that we take soya from. And they said that the rural eastern Paraguay I'm quoting now used to be a jungle full of small farms and wildlife and forests, and now it's a sea of green soybean. The families, the trees, the birds have all gone. The schools are empty. The air is filled with the toxic stench of pesticides used to protect soy crops. And the sort of insecticides and pesticides they're using are the illegal paraquat and glyphosate. Toxic chemicals that they often use even to spray on people, peasant workers working on their farms, and these people are removed from the land forcibly. And if they don't leave, their homesteads are torched. And these form the basis of the major migrant communities. In Paraguay alone, nearly 100,000 people have been displaced from their land since the turn of this century, 8 years ago. And these are first in the line of people who are suffering from malnutrition and hunger directly from agrofuels. Looking at the other trail of this commodity, which is palm oil, there are many countries that palm oil come from. Colombia is one. Colombia has 50,000 migrants are displaced every year from not just agrofuels but from a variety of sources including mining. And this high rate of evictions is causing a humanitarian crisis all of its own. Again, malnutrition, hunger, but also the problems of displacement that lead it far further afield, including displacement of people into natural ecosystems like the Amazon rainforest, where they're forced to trash it to produce crops so they can survive. But the problems get even worse. This year there was a major declaration by a Latin American social movement, a number of Latin American social movements, and I'll quote again. They say that the problem of climate change generated by countries of the north cannot be solved by creating new problems in our region. We therefore call on you, meaning us and people in the north, we call on you and your government and people of the European Union countries to seek solutions that do not worsen the already dramatic social and environmental situation of people in Latin America. And the trail of destruction goes yet on. We're here gathered for climate concerns, but agrofuels have a very direct correlation with climate. Destroying ecosystems is integral to the climate stability. Yes, we can bring down greenhouse gas emissions. Yes, we can potentially affect our carbon footprint on the planet. But the big question is, if we don't destroy ecological systems, we effectively remove the life support systems that hold climate together. And I'm talking about cycles like the carbon cycle, the nitrogen cycle, and critically speaking the rainfall cycle that allow us to grow our crops predictably. Without key ecosystems like the tropical peat forests of Southeast Asia, like the Amazon rainforest, like the Congo Basin, without these key critical ecosystems that drive our rainfall cycles worldwide, we in this country don't get enough food to eat. And our challenge with companies like Greenergy and like the UK government who passed the renewable transport fuel obligation, and like the European Union who are committed to the Renewable Energy Directive that contains 10% of component of biofuels, or will soon do when it's passed in a week or two. The challenge to all of us in those groups is to say that if we don't awaken to the threat on ecological systems, it doesn't matter what we do with emissions in terms of climate, we will be meeting in places like this not to discuss whether we can stabilise climate, but whether we'll ever have enough food to eat. Thank you for listening and have a great march.
looking for New England, just looking for another girl.